Here we go again. Everybody, it's Memorial Day. It's what is it? Not Sunday. It's Monday. It's Memorial Day Monday. It's 6:50 a.m. and I've had the app on for probably almost an hour, and it's just nothing was happening at all except for just horrible offers that trickled in, and something finally came in, and it's Dunkin', and we're headed over there, 2.8 miles. And I was just laughing about how slow it was. I'm like, I guess everyone's just sleeping in, so there's just not much happening today, and it'll probably pick up when people start getting hungry or when they start waking up. Maybe people are sleeping in. I always stick to my same schedule no matter what happens. So I was just hanging out with the app on, and I was watching TikTok and YouTube, and just having a good old time, relaxing and taking it easy. But now it's so late. It's like once I do this delivery, I'm gonna have to head back home because it's gonna be time to give my doggy the antibiotics that she's been taking for the last week or so. And then today's the big day where I'll be taking the dog to the vet just to see how she's doing. We were taking a closer look at what was going on back there with that tumor that she has near her anal gland, and it looked like all the swelling was gone. It looked like it was normal. So I'm hoping that all is well and that the vet will give us the green light that there's nothing to worry about. Fingers crossed. I hope that's the case. All right, we're almost at Dunkin'. I got this. Not a lot of waiting, so that was good news. Okay, it looks like we're gonna head over to an apartment. It's 1.3 miles from here. Enter community, turn right, the building, first building, you enter through the gate. All right, let's get going. The girl that works in the Dunkin', she must work crazy long hours. Every single time I've gone into Dunkin', she's always working that counter. So maybe she just has a regular shift where she just works that time, but it seems like she works 7 days a week. Maybe she's just so good that the owners just really like her, so they really give her whatever shifts that she wants, and she needs to make money, so she is always there working. So I give her props. Maybe she's trying to save up to buy something, and so she's just working it to get that cash. I saw an article on the internet the other day, and it was something about people who are very independent come from childhoods where they were emotionally deprived, where they weren't given a lot of attention as children. So I was going through the article, and like I think almost every point that they made in the article was true of my personality. So I didn't have a lot of nurturing growing up. We were just kind of left to survive. We were given we were given the basics. We were given there was a roof over our heads. We were never homeless. We never were in a situation where we didn't have a roof over our heads. So we did have that. Oh, UberEats, $3.45 for 8 miles. No. So we were never deprived in that regard. And there was always something to eat in the refrigerator. And I won't say there was always something good to eat in the refrigerator. I mean, sometimes you just had to improvise and be creative. So let's say the refrigerator was getting extremely low, so you would have to come up with something that would make sense for you. So maybe you would just take a slice of bread, and you would put some butter on it, and that would be your meal. Or maybe you would just take a piece of cheese, and you would make a grilled cheese with a piece of bread. Or a tortilla, you would throw a piece of bologna in, or sometimes there'd be a can of something, you'd cook it on the stove. Because I can remember being about 6 years old and pushing a chair against the stove and making some top ramen on the stove and just cooking it myself. So at a very early age, and I think that was normal, because I think in poor Mexican families, like when I went to Mexico, I was shocked. There were kids that were just as young as me, just living in a house by themselves because their parents had to go to a faraway town to work. So it made sense to me that in my particular family, it wasn't abnormal for children to just kind of fend for themselves, as long as they weren't completely alone. They had their brothers and sisters in the house with them. That's delivered, no problems. And yeah, I think for me it was normal, and I didn't realize till much older when they tried to shove us in a foster care system later on. That's when I realized that, okay, maybe it was not the normal thing for most people to go through. But yeah, it was an experience. Let's see, $7.52 for 4.2 miles. Let's see. That should be, it looks like it's going to work. I guess I'll hit accept on this one. We're going to be going to Chick-fil-A for $7.52 for, I believe it said 4.2 miles. So that's fine. Traffic's light today. I keep thinking Chick-fil-A is going to be closed. I keep thinking today's Sunday because the traffic is so light. But it's not, it's Monday. And I guess they stay open on holidays. It's just Sundays that they observe and are closed. I think they're the only restaurant that I know of that's closed on Sundays that follows that rule. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Oh, there's also Cafe Zupas. I think they follow the same rule, and they're not open on Sundays either. Yeah, that's right. It's currently 7:05 a.m. and I was so busy talking I forgot that I have to be home by 7:30 to give my doggy her medication. So I hope I don't forget. I won't forget. So I have to I think this will be the last one. In fact, let me set my app to not accept any more deliveries to ensure I am home. That way I won't get into any kind of trouble. Because you just watch, I'll start telling you guys a story, and then I'm going to forget what I'm doing and take another offer. Alright, we're almost at Chick-fil-A. Notice that the drive-thru was closed. They have it all closed off, so I don't know if it's open. I'm watching somebody right now see if they can get in to Chick-fil-A. And it looks like it's closed. So I'm going to try to get compensation, because it does look like it's closed. Oh, great. There's like 4 other drivers here all doing the same thing. They're all talking to their apps, trying to get compensation for being here because the restaurant is closed. It's so funny. It was like a parade of them. Now there's just one other one. Oh, there's 2 other ones, and they're all taking pictures of the sign that says it's closed. They're all walking up to the door and taking a picture. I don't think for Uber, they just say take a picture of the store. So I just sit in the car and just take a picture. So I don't have to actually get up and take a picture. I think for DoorDash, I think you do have to. Although I never do. I just sit in the car and I take a picture. As long as the name of the business appears in the photo, that's all I care about. I'm sure it's all. They said, can you take a picture and please ensure that the restaurant name is visible? I'm like, okay. So let's take a picture. Camera. Now we're going to take our picture, make sure the restaurant's name is visible. Boom. Check. All right, that's on its way to Uber, and then they're going to confirm the picture. It's kind of weird. They said, thank you for the confirmation. So now we're just waiting to get the confirmation that we got the money. Here comes more drivers. Sometimes drive. They're saying, is the drive-thru open? Is closed too. They're like, can you check if the drive-thru is open? It's like the drive-thru has nothing but cones in front of it. It's closed. They have it blocked off, lady. I'm sure. Let's see. It says, thanks for looking for another entrance and trying the drive-thru. It's like, give me my money. Come on. You're wasting my time. Look, more drivers are showing up. They said, no worry, we will cancel the order for you. They did. They canceled it. All right, I'm heading back to go feed the puppies. Amazing how many people do food delivery. How many people just showed up in that parking lot. While we were doing that, like 4 more cars showed up, because I think some people that are new and don't know that they can get compensation, they just hit restaurants closed. And so what happens is for Uber Eats, if you just hit restaurant closed, the app doesn't really believe what you're saying. So it will just send the offer to the next driver. And if the next driver it doesn't know that they can contact support and get compensation, because once you talk to support and send a picture and prove that it's closed, they will actually, Uber support will actually cancel the order, and then nobody else will get it. It will be closed out. But if the driver just puts restaurants closed, the app will just send the order to the next driver to go pick up, thinking that the driver just didn't want to do that job and passed on it. So, and that can happen many times until finally a driver that knows how to get that compensation, get that because they'll pay you $3 if you contact support and you take the time to tell them that it's closed and to send a picture. Then you'll get the money, and then that'll close out the order. I didn't know that till recently. I was always doing the same thing myself, because I was just thinking, oh, they can't pay you more than $1 or whatever, and I don't care. I need to just move on, to my next delivery. But I don't know. Ever since somebody told me about it, every single time now, I just do it. I'm just like, I don't care. I want my $3. That's all I think about. And every time I talk to support, I always tell them the restaurant's closed and can I get compensation for this? So that way they know. It's like, I want some money for this. Support people just sent me a message saying, we haven't heard back for you, but just to confirm, you'll be getting $3. And then it just says, has this resolved your issue? And I said yes. And that means they can close out the thing, because what happened was that I had set up the app to go offline the moment this order was completed. So once that person canceled the restaurant order, it shut the app down, and that lost our connection with me chatting to the customer service person. So they were still chatting with me, but I wasn't connected for me to see that they were trying to talk to me, until they finally were like, they wanted a request to close the order. And that's when I saw a message come in. So, which is no big deal. I mean, they just have to make sure that I have confirmed that the conversation's over. I guess that's the policy. So once I confirmed that the conversation is done, they were able to close out the little chat that we were having. Doing an experiment this morning with my video. I posted it at 6 a.m. instead of the normal time. I think I normally post my videos at around usually like 10 or 11. That's about the normal time I usually have them post. And I just wanted to see, like, maybe if because I always record my videos starting at 6 a.m. Maybe the videos will be more in sync with people's tastes. I don't know. It's just kind of I was just thinking, well, if my videos are early in the morning, maybe there's early morning people that will like to see me doing deliveries early in the morning. You know, early risers. Maybe that's a factor too, because I think that people like the sensation of feeling like they're watching a video live. So that was just a thought. I was thinking, well, maybe if people watch a video at night and they see that I'm just early in the morning, it's not as pleasurable to watch a video of somebody doing something early in the morning when they're watching it and it's in the evening. Maybe it kind of feels jarring, or I don't know. I was thinking, or maybe it feels like it's not live, like it's old, or you know, the freshness has worn out. Whereas the video's in sync with their time of day, maybe it will be more interesting, more engaging to them. Who knows? It's just a guess. But it's worth a shot to see what happens. Oh, I just got some really good news. I'm back from the vet, and it looks like my little doggy's just fine. All the inflammation has gone away, and there's no hardness back there. There's nothing that would give them a sign that there's a tumor. So it looked like what we were hoping for was that it was just inflammation back there. And that looks like all that it was. So I'm very happy and very relieved, because everybody was so worried. And now we can go back to being happy again. Yay. Let me tell you about where we're going. We're going to be heading off first to Albertsons, and then after that we're going to go to Petco. We're getting $16.91 for 9.2 miles, and we're only shopping for 2 items at Albertsons, which should be easy, and then Petco just 1 item. So let's get on over there and get it going. Currently 9:12 a.m. I thought that traffic would be light, but it has picked up. Now traffic seems to be getting busier, so maybe a lot of people are just starting their day later today, but it's starting to feel a little bit more like a regular work day over here for some reason. And it may just be timing. Maybe it's just coincidental that, because I'm at a real busy intersection right now. But hopefully the traffic stays light. I want to feel like today is like another Sunday. It's the continuation of Sunday in my mind. The only thing I don't like about this offer is that the single item at Petco, I'm a little bit concerned they may not have it. So that could really throw things off, and how much money we get, because that could end up being a situation where they have nothing. So I have to basically just let them know. I gotta contact support to get compensation in that case, and that's a headache. Especially usually when you have these double orders, it becomes more complicated to get half of the money from them. And but I'll figure it out, I guess, as I go. Right now I'm just so happy that the dog is fine. I don't have to worry about that. I can release that anxiety out of the brain, because that was sitting in there for a long time. I think for the past week. Every single day I was thinking about that darn dog, and now I can feel the neurons releasing the thoughts of that situation, which is a total relief, because it weighs on you day after day after day. So, but you guys have, I'm sure, all been in similar situations where you had to worry about something, whatever it was, and it was like you had to wait for a certain amount of time to pass to know that if what was happening and when it was over. So I'm so glad that's at an end. Well, anyway, we're getting close to the Albertsons, so I'm just about ready to hit the button here, And then we can take a look and see what we're shopping for at Albertsons. Let's see. I'm hitting the arrived at store. I've pressed the start shopping button. And all I gotta do is turn on the screen recorder and start recording. So we are shopping for eggs, a dozen eggs it looks like. And we're shopping for one package of Colby Jack cheese, and that's it. It's unbelievable the things that people want me to go get them that are so tiny and insignificant, and they're paying all this money for it. It is so crazy. Okay, so I got the cheese and the eggs, and I got to get an insulated bag to put it in, because who knows how long we're going to be inside of the Petco trying to find that mysterious one item that we don't even know what it is yet. All right, so that's sealed up and protected, and we don't have to worry about the eggs rotting. Although if they were my groceries, I'd worry. That's just me. All right, let's see. We have to go 5 minutes from here and 1.7 miles to get to the Petco. So let's just get this car rolling here so we can get on over there. We didn't have any problems, I don't think. I think everything inside was fine. I don't think I encountered any surprises. The cheese was right next to the eggs, and so that was super easy. And then the only sticking point was checking out. There were so many people at the self-checkout that every self-checkout was busy, and in fact there was multiple ones that had flashing lights going on. So there were problems at the self-checkout as far as, you know, people being able to finish their transactions. So we were stuck in a sense. We were stuck. So, but it eventually cleared. It eventually cleared up, and then we were good to go. So we got out of there no problem. Once we got our turn, once I got my turn at bat, I was good to go. And yeah, so far this has been an easy one. Hasn't been that big of a deal. I'm just surprised how many people are out and about on Monday, on this holiday. What is it, Memorial Day? Yeah, on Memorial Day. I'm really surprised how many people don't just stay home and relax. I guess they relaxed on Sunday is my guess. And now they're using today as their day to get stuff done. But for you people that wanted Chick-fil-A today, it ain't open. They decided to close Sunday and Monday, I guess, because there was absolutely nobody there. So they didn't, I guess for whatever reason, they don't announce it. There was no sign. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Maybe it's just that specific location that's closed today. Who knows? Somebody just posted a comment on my video, DoorDash added 7 miles to delivery. They wanted to say, no harm intended. Can you start giving us the date when you're filming? That interests me. No reason in particular. Thanks. And then a smiley face. Yeah, in the past videos, I've been putting the date, and I was getting a lot of people commenting how there was so much lag time between the time I filmed the video and the time I released the video. So I was thinking that by putting the date so prominent throughout the video, it was actually not helping the video as far as people enjoying watching it. So I think what I decided to do was just not include the date, but I would mention, you know, the particular day and time that it was inside of the videos. And I thought, well, that should be enough, because people will know if it's a Monday or a Tuesday, and I'll tell them the time of day. So that's what my thinking was. But apparently the specific date for some people is important. So what I can do is, I think what I'll do is in the description of the video, I'll probably do both. I can say in the initial start of the video, I can verbally let people know the date. I go, today's date is, and then people will know. So I think I'll start doing that. So for those of you who are curious, today is Monday, May 27th, 2024, and it's a holiday today, Memorial Day. For those of you that are curious. And then in the description, you'll also find the date that this video was recorded. So, yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. But this way, throughout the video, it doesn't have to be in your face. Like, it used to always be in the footer below, constantly, what the date was. And I think that was an irritant, I think it was, to some people, because it would always be about, it would be sometimes 12 days. It would be 12 days after I recorded. And for some viewers, they felt like it was too long of a wait. They're like, this old video was recorded 12 days ago and I'm barely watching it. This is old news. It's like an old newspaper article. People look at it like it's ancient history because it's 12 days old. So I will be sure to put that stuff in the description, and then I'll verbally say the date within the video, and that should be enough for those people who are curious about when the video was recorded. All right, we're pulling up on Petco. Is it Petco? Yeah, Petco. So we're going to take a look now at the shopping list to see what we're shopping for. So it looks like the one item, they should have this. It's Hill Science dry dog food, 15.5 pounder. Chicken recipe? Yeah, chicken recipe. So it should be not difficult to find this particular item. So I think we're going to be okay. So we're here now, so let's go on in. So I got the dog food. I almost got the wrong one. You guys probably saw I almost got the 4-pounder, and then I was walking out it kept saying, the app kept saying that you have the wrong one, and I'm like, how could I have the wrong one? It's a sensitive stomach, yada yada yada. It was everything that it said. So as I was walking out, I thought, well, maybe it's the size. and then I thought, with inflation, I thought, well, maybe they just shrunk it a little bit. And I guess I missed the digit. So instead of me thinking, I thought in my mind it was 14 point something pounds, because I knew it was a 15 point something. And I thought maybe they shrunk the bag a pound to say, so to give the customer less, but they don't have to charge him as much money for the bag. So that's what my mind was thinking. But as I was carrying it, my mind thought, this bag seems awfully small to be 14 pounds. So let me take a closer look at the number at the bottom of the bag, and that's when I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is only little over 4 pounds, this bag. It's not 14. So then I had to go back. And when you go in these pet stores, they make so many different kinds of dog kibble for these dogs. There's so many different formulations. It's unbelievable how many different varieties there are of Hill Science diet dog food. I was like, I'll be here all day. And then sometimes they change the photo, the photo of the beautiful dog breed that's on the cover of the bag. They decided to, they found a better dog they wanted to put on the cover. And then so what you have on your app is not matching up with the dog. So I was worried about that. So I just kept looking for this. What is it? It was like a collie, I think, was on the front. And I kept looking and looking. I'm like, where's this dog? And so I finally saw the dog that matched up, and I looked at the bag, and then I was like, well, it's kind of heavy, but I just put it under my arm and carried it to the front. And then once I got it to the car, and I had taken a picture of the receipt, it had said that to include the receipt in the bag with the delivery. So, and of course, I didn't have a bag that would fit this bag of dog food. So I have blue painter's tape in my car, and that's a good tip for delivery drivers. Keep some type of tape that doesn't damage anything. Like blue tape won't damage the receipt. And I taped it to the bag. So that way, when they get the bag, they get the receipt, and they'll see, and they'll clearly see, because the tape is bright blue. They'll see that the receipt is right there, stuck to the bag. And that is that. First stop is the groceries that we have. It's the eggs and the cheese from Albertsons, and it's a hand it to me, and it looks like it's a house. So we'll see if the person actually answers the door. Most of the time they don't answer the door. Most of the time I knock and I stand there like a fool waiting for them to come, because they put hand it to me and they never open the door, and then they send a message and they just say leave it at the door. So, but it's now 9:40 a.m. so it's possible that they're awake and dressed well enough to open the door to receive a package. So hopefully that's the case and I don't have to wait too long. But yeah, so far I think this order is a good order. It's not a fantastic order, but it's good. It's almost double the miles. It's almost a 2x, so we're getting almost $2 for every mile. And the time it's taken to do it, yeah, it's still fine. I mean, it's just barely fine, because this obviously is not going to take us 30 minutes to complete. I'm sure we're well over that. Let me tell you how long it's been since we've accepted this order. We accepted it at 9:06, so it has been, in 6 more minutes, it'll be 40 minutes. So it's already been, what's that, 34 minutes? It's been 34 minutes and we haven't dropped off yet. So that tells me that this is going to take us at least 45 minutes minimum to complete. So if you divide $20 divided by, what is that? I don't know, is it 0.75? Wait, what's 1 hour divided by? Yeah, 0.75. My math is bad right now. Times 20. We should be getting $15. So we are within range. So we could go 50 minutes on this job and still get $20 an hour for this job. So it's still a fair job, and it hasn't taken us a horrific amount of time to get it done. And the traffic's light, so we can take that into account. So we're doing just good. We're doing good. This is a $20 an hour job. That's what I want to say. Yeah, the job is fair. So here we are, and something else is coming in. It says, do you want to do an additional job for $3.20 something cents for we don't care how many miles? Because there's no way in hell we're taking something like that. No. I clicked no. $3.25. You won't get me to step outside of my car door for that. And then they just sent me one for McDonald's. Well, they want me to do a $6 McDonald's for an additional 1.3 miles. That's acceptable, but they better not tell me to leave where I'm dropping off. Let's see if they do that. You watch. They'll say, now leave where you're at and drop off this and go pick up McDonald's. It's done that before. I have been actually close to the drop-off, and they tell me stop going to the drop-off and start heading over to this restaurant. And I usually will tell it jump to task and not do that. All right, so let's go hand this to the customer. Hello. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. All right, well, we still have the dog food in the car, but now we've got to go to McDonald's and pick up some McDonald's. I always find it so hilarious that it does that right in the middle of delivering, it throws me back out and tells me go pick up. But I guess it makes sense miles-wise, I guess. I don't know. I know like yesterday they got me good, man. They got me at that job and I had to drive an extra 7 miles or 8 miles out of my way. Oh, I was so mad yesterday when they pulled that one on me. Oof, That wasn't included in the quote, in the bid. So this particular one, let's see, what was it? It's McDonald's, $6 for an additional 1.3 miles. So, and it's not going to take us out of the area. It's real close. At least the map can confirm that too. The other one, the map was incorrect. Where it said the drop-off was the one yesterday where I had to do an additional 7 or 8 miles for that job. Oh, so I keep repeating myself. I was so mad. Oh, don't even think about it anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Oh. All right. Well, this should be pretty simple, I hope. We're going to have to just go inside of McDonald's because the door should be open and then just pick it up. And then I don't know if it'll be the next one to drop off or not. We'll find out once we get to McDonald's. Oh, man. Let's see here. It's got to turn. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to go to get to McDonald's. I think it's better if I turn here. Sometimes the navigation will tell you the longest way to get to the restaurant. Like it'll take you back on the boulevard. You got to make a U-turn or wait at a long light. So what I usually do is if I've been to a place enough times, you start to know, boy, the drive-thru is really long at McDonald's right now. I hope that the front door is open. Guess we're gonna find out here in a second. Let's see if I can park over here where they have the the reserve for drive-thru and the mobile pickup order spots. I'll park right here and see if I can go inside. That never happens. The food was actually just sitting there in the little McDelivery section. That is a rare treat, let me tell you. It is so rare that the food is actually sitting there waiting for you in McDonald's. I was in shock. I did a double take. I'm like, wait a minute, is that my food sitting there waiting for me to pick it up? How is this possible? How? But it was my food. All right, so I think we're headed off to drop off the McDonald's. I think that's what it's saying. Let's see. Yeah, it says contactless delivery, so that's my guess. I thought that's what it had said. Let me triple check here. Yeah, large hot tea, chocolate milk, sausage burrito, hash browns. I don't think the dog food is a food item like that. So our next stop is going to drop off these 2 large bags of McDonald's is next on our list. And I'm sure I'm getting turned around. Like the navigation is like flipping out. It's like, where are you going? I'm like, I don't know. I thought it said I was gonna go up Maryland Parkway, but now it's saying otherwise. It's saying, oh, I went the wrong way. Gosh darn it. Oh well. It's okay. It's a holiday. The traffic's not too intense. Normally on this street, forget about it. It would be so difficult to make this turn. All right, I'm getting straightened out here. I'm getting clear, everybody. I know where I'm going now. We got 1 minute, just 0.8 miles to get there. And is it a house? It's a house, and it's a contactless. I won't be able to film when I get to the drop off as far as walking to the door, because the app, my phone gets weird when I try to do contactless delivery drop offs with their camera and all this other stuff they require. You're not even supposed to make a phone call. let the customer know that you're there and where do they want to drop off. All the stupid baloney. That is just pure garbage. And we are going to not be able to film, but I'll be able to at least film the neighborhood, so you'll see the classy neighborhood that we're going to be in coming up. So that's something. And then after that, we'll do the dog food. Oh man, let's see. It's going to make a left coming up. All right, I got it. Oh boy, I guess it's going to be a busy day today based on what's happening so far. I'm sure a lot of people that do this job, they take the day off. They're like, I'm taking the day off. This is like a major holiday to a lot of people, Memorial Day, because there's a lot of service people that I'm sure do this job. Oh, we're already here. I'm supposed to show you the neighborhood, and we're already here.
Call customer and arrange drop-off location.
All right, I'm looking for it. I see it. Oh, there's a guy blowing the leaves. And I'm sure he was mad that he was like trying to come out into the street while I was trying to pull over. So I'm sure he's irritated with me. He's like, "God, what are you doing? You almost ran me over." I'm like, "Well, stay out of the street." Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do the phone call. Hello, is anybody there? Hello? Nope, nobody's home. All right, let's deliver. Let me just press the button and let them know that nobody answered the phone. And then we'll type in front door, because that's where we always leave it. And then we'll say take a photo. All right, now we're ready to drop it off. And I hope this guy isn't mad at me for almost running him down. All right, well, the last one, which is the dog food, is going to be an apartment. Of course it's going to be an apartment. The heaviest item is always going to have to deliver to an apartment. And I'm sure it'll be on the second floor too. So I'll have to possibly use the cart, depending on how far the walk is. Because sometimes the actual location of the apartment is not close to where I park. Did this person even give me a gate code? Yeah, they did. Gate code is, call me when here, please. Great. Call them when here, please. Great. Oh, it would be nice if they would have put the building number, because I don't think these buildings line up with the apartment numbers. And they did drop a pin, but you know, most of the times their pins are not correct. Yeah, they don't line up. The apartment numbers don't line up with the, they don't line up. So we're looking for, let's see if they're right or if they're wrong. I would have to say they are wrong. So I'm gonna park and have to wander around a bit. All right, well, the person told me what the building number is, and I'm in the wrong spot. Of course, their pin was not right. But there was a nice lady. I yelled to her up at the balcony because she was looking at me. And I said, "Is this building number 8? She's like, "No, it's the next one." I'm like, "Oh." And here it is, building 8. Oh my God, this is the worst delivery. It's like the building that the lady's like, "Oh, it's the next building." It was her building. She's building 8. Oh my God, it's too much. Let's see, 5, 3. I think it's this one here. Oh my God, just hurry up and get this done. Jesus. You won't believe this. The lady who I talked to, who said it's the next building, I think what she meant was it's the building next to her door. Because I went completely around to the opposite side looking for this building, for this apartment, and the apartment numbers are not the number for her apartment. So now I'm just going back to where I was before. Back to where I was before, everybody. Man, this has just been too much. This is going on an hour now. An hour now. Too much. The struggles of being a delivery driver and the dumb things that can happen. No matter how hard you try, you can still have problems. And what caused the problem with this one? I actually asked somebody for information. What's the lesson? What's the lesson to be learned? Is it never to ask somebody for information and just do it yourself? Is that? I guess it depends. Like if you see an elderly looking person, don't ask them for information because it's not going to be right. Maybe that's the lesson. An Albertsons just came in from DoorDash, $7 for 2.3 miles. No, $4.54. And that's from UberEats, and we're not doing that. Decline. Yeah. It's the same offer from UberEats. They sent it twice. Yeah, the lesson is if they're $3.15, go away, UberEats. The lesson is older people may not know what they're saying, or that maybe English isn't their first language. That's also a possibility. So, yeah. So in actuality, the pin that the person dropped was correct. It was the fact that when I started approaching the building that was the correct building, the problem basically in the beginning was that there was no signage to say what the building number was. It was on the other side of the building. So I had no idea what building number that was. I didn't know it was the building that she had said. So I thought, well, this may not be the right building. And you can't see the apartment numbers yet because you're not close enough. But I did see that lady on the balcony up above on the second floor, and she was looking at me. And I thought, well, she's looking at me. I guess this would be a perfect time to ask if the building is the one I'm looking for. And she's like, next door. Next door. So I thought that meant next building. not the apartment number right next to her, because I didn't tell her what apartment. I told her what building number I was looking for. This job. See how even as many years as I've been doing this job, there are just still situations that really just irritate the hell out of me. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you've done this job. They'll still get you. They'll still do the gotchas that tick you off. And you have to just roll with this. Sometimes you just have to laugh at the stupid things that happen in this job. Because, I mean, I think if this was a type of job where I was like, oh my God, I have to, I've got to make the rent. In fact, if I'm, this is what I do to survive. This is my survival job. The stress level will be out to the ceiling, because you only have so much time in the day, and you got to go home to your family to take care of your family. So you tell your family, I'll work just an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift, and then you calculate in your mind how much money you're going to make for that day to feed your family. And then when stuff like this happens, and it's an Uber Eats $3. No. If stuff like this happens in that situation, I can't even imagine the level of stress. I've always been, my adult life, my adult life, I've always been a corporate stooge. I've always had the easy job. You go in and you have your coffee and you hang out with the coworkers and you talk the office politics and the corporate lingo. And I did that for so long. And of course, I'm glad I did that because, it left me in the situation where I'm at, where I could do whatever the hell I want. But I'm very grateful that I had that experience, and I didn't have this experience, at a young age, because you would become very bitter. You would think this is all there is to your career, to your future, because this job really is a dead-end job. It's really meant for extra money or for retired people. So whenever I see young people doing this job, I feel really bad, because it's not a job that you want to get trapped in, because you still have, these are your prime earning years. Your 20s and your 30s are your prime earning years. You're the most hireable for a company. You're the most desirable. I mean, take a look, and when you go see people who are doing these corporate jobs, they're all in their 20s and 30s. And you're like, well, what happened to the people that are in their 40s and 50s? Where did they go? Most of them aged out. They got replaced by younger people. And the tiny sliver that is not in the age bracket that's in there, the ones that are in their 40s and 50s, those people are just barely getting through if they're in a service-related job. Now, there's that proportion that is the top tier. They're in director level and VP level jobs in the corporation, and you see most of those people, they're older, and they ain't going nowhere. They are now permanently attached to the corporate matrix, and they are not going nowhere. And they've got pensions and benefits like you wouldn't believe. You would have to have the biggest wet dream of your life to imagine the amount of money these corporate guys and gals are getting at that top tier level. It is unfreaking believable. So I can see. So you can see in that situation, you want to be, when you're young, you want to get in on the ground floor. You want to get in just as soon as you can, so you can level up. It's like a video game. You got to get in, but you have to play the right game. You can't play the DoorDash and UberEats game in your 20s and think you're leveling up, to think you're going to go anywhere. You're not going to go nowhere. There's nowhere to go. The job doesn't allow you to go anywhere. So you better have a plan, young people, and not think this job is going to be your permanent job, because you're in big trouble. I don't even think you have to have like a college education or anything like that in the beginning. Like let's say you want an entry-level job into some company. You don't need to have a degree. A lot of the entry-level jobs are service-related jobs that they need stuff for. And as long as you have the technical skills for it, they'll let you in to do it. You just have to have some type of professional experience. So start your own business doing something. I don't know what it is. It'd be like coding, or trying to do like marketing of some sort, something in sales, something to get you in the door. And then once you're there, you could always go back to school while you're doing the job. You could always do those, what was that Phoenix University or whatever. A lot of people do that. Then they get their bachelor's through that. It's like an intense program, and then you get that, and then you're good to go. Then you can move up through management at that stage, and then you don't have to do it forever. I mean, once you get into it, then you start to pop around. Then you can pop to different jobs, because now you have the experience, and now you're in the clique, and then you can start moving around. But so I don't know. I think a lot of people that are stuck doing this, they're in situations that I think are family related. Like a lot of times, if you're younger, you're in this because maybe you married really young and you had kids, and now you've got mouths to feed, and that can really limit you, because now your time is so limited. You have a very limited window now, because you've got to take care of that family. So, but if you're still young, and if you're young and you're single and you don't have kids, then you're still good to go. You're still good to get that chance to grab that brass ring. So you should always try to go for it if you can, because once you reach a certain age, it gets very hard. I mean, it's still possible in your 30s, in your 40s, to possibly make the transition over. But I would say in your 40s, then you got to start being more entrepreneurial. You got to start thinking about just developing your own business, whether it's real estate or investment or just something that's not corporate related, but it earns bucks. And you got to work your butt off for those kind of jobs. All right, well, nothing's come in. It looks like it's quieted down, so I think I'm going to have an early lunch. All right, everybody. Well, the window has closed. It is time to head on home and wrap this day up. So take a look at the totals above and below. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I guess I'll see you again on the next one, okay? All right. Well, I'll take care, everybody. Bye for now.